Tahukah Anda bahwa kecepatan revolusi bumi mengelilingi matahari adalah 66,600 mph? Lengkung bumi per 1 mil kuadrat adalah 0,666 kaki. Bumi berada pada kemiringan 66,6 derajat. Rotasi sumbu bumi adalah 66,6 derajat. Lingkaran kutub yang terletak di kutub bumi adalah 66 derajat di garis lintang utara dan selatan. Tidak peduli bagaimana Anda melihatnya, angka 666 semuanya ada di dalam model heliosentris.
No matter how you look at it, the dreaded number 666 is all over the heliocentric globe model.
Mengapa mereka melakukan ini? Mengapa mereka berusaha menyembunyikan fakta bahwa kita berada pada dataran bumi bukan di bumi bulat? Akan banyak cerita peradaban yang muncul bila Anda memaksakan diri di mana Anda tinggal seperti pada kelereng biru yang melayang-layang di tengah ribuan bahkan miliaran galaksi. Kebanyakan orang berpikir bahwa kita benar-benar muncul dari sebuah kecelakaan besar atau Big Bang.
We are insignificant and that we did actually come about as some sort of an accident. Now, when people believe that,
sekarang, ketika orang percaya bahwa pikiran mereka jauh lebih pintar dan memberi ide bahwa Tuhan itu tidak ada pencipta dan karena itu mereka memiliki kendali untuk membangun penipuan-penipuan lainnya. Ini tentang total kontrol, mental, fisik, spiritual, dengan segala cara dibuat untuk hal-hal yang mustahil. Anda harus ingat seberapa besar konspirasi itu, tidak hanya berbicara tentang pembunuhan JFK, tidak berbicara tentang September 11, semua itu adalah cara-cara yang mereka gunakan.
You have to remember how big of a conspiracy this is. This isn't talking about just the JFK thing or isn't talking about just 9/11. It's on an umbrella kind of system to where it is the biggest deception that there is.
Ini adalah penipuan terbesar. Itu benar-benar mengungkapkan setiap penipuan lainnya dan tidak ada lagi yang membawa kebenaran, karena telah benar-benar telah mencemari dunia pendidikan, sains, ekonomi, televisi, museum, universitas, semuanya telah dibodohi. Lebih buruknya, orang-orang yang katanya membangun satelit luar angkasa, bahkan profesor-profesor yang mengajar di kampus-kampus telah berkontribusi pada sebuah kebohongan.
Because they would all come to the conclusion eventually, once this gets out, that they've all been contributing to the lie.
Bumi berotasi 1000 mil per jam, dan bergerak mengelilingi matahari dengan kecepatan 66.600 mph, dan matahari bergerak ke galaksi dengan kecepatan 450.000 mph, itu berarti 8 triliun mil sejak tahun 0, lebih dari 1 tahun cahaya. Namun selama ribuan tahun bahkan sebelum itu, orang-orang melihat ke langit dan tampaknya cerita yang sama yang kita lihat hari ini, mereka memiliki optik yang sama dengan yang kita miliki saat ini, mereka membuat foto, jejak bintang yang sempurna. Oke, letakkan es batunya di sini. Sekarang, saya ingin menuangkan es batu ini ke dalam gelas sampai penuh dan menjulang ke atas. Oke, selanjutnya, saya ingin Anda mengambil 2 gelas ini dan mengisi semuanya dengan air. Saya akan menyeka piring ini, agar tidak ada setetes air pun di atasnya. Mengapa? Anda akan mengetahuinya.
Certainly full, right? In fact, sticking over the top. Okay, next, I would like you to take these 2 glasses over to the sink and fill them both almost full of water. Then bring it back, okay? Okay, now you notice I'm wiping off the table so there's not a drop of water on it.
Okay.
And I will wipe off this plate so there's not a drop of water on it.
Why?
Well, you'll find out in just a moment, because I would like you now to use this long medicine dropper and take water from there and fill it, this glass, so that it's right to the very brim with water.
Okay.
Don't let it overflow, but get it right to the very top. Aha! That's it. Okay, move these out of the way. Wipe everything up so there's no water anyplace. Now my question is,
Sekarang, pertanyaan saya adalah, saat es mencair, apakah air di gelas akan meluap?
I think so.
Why?
Well, because like you have the water, and the water is full to the top, and then you have the ice also, and like I think while the ice melts, it'll just overflow.
Okay, that's one theory, and that's definitely a theory, right?
Yeah.
You know what a theory is. Well, there's another theory, which I would like to advance and see how you like that. As you know, ice expands when it freezes as compared to water. That's why ice floats, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore, as the ice condenses, in other words, goes back into water, it should take up less space. Therefore, the water level will drop.
Okay, yeah, I see.
That's theory 2.
Yeah.
Now, there's the third theory. Obviously, the volume of the water is taking into consideration the ice that we've got in there. So as it melts, it's not going to change at all, because the volume has already got that ice floating in it.
Okay, I see.
That's the third theory. Which one are you going to take?
Mine. My theory.
The first one?
Yeah.
That it's going to overflow.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's why I wanted to wipe up everything so there's no water around any place. We're going to let it sit there very carefully and melt. It'll take about 2 hours. Can we be back in 2 hours?
Sure.
And I promise I won't touch it.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi.
Hi, Karen. Oh, you're right on time. 2 hours. You're very punctual. Are you usually?
Most of the time.
Okay. There's the glass that had the ice in it. Don't touch the counter now.
It didn't melt.
And your theory was that it was going to melt and flow over the top, right?
Yeah.
And why was that?
Well, the ice, like, it was floating above the top of the glass, so I thought it would melt.
Okay. That was
Go
one
over.
theory. That was no good. Now, the second theory was that the ice expanded as it would change from water to ice, therefore took up less space, so that as it melted, it would take up less space, so the water level ought to drop.
Yeah.
Didn't, did it?
No.
So the
force field. It's a dome. We're at the edge of the arena.